No, of course I'd be open to. I mean, so one is, I've always had a pet project in mind. I did mention earlier in the discussion that, if we have students, they must be given the real world to live in if they have to learn.
Right.
And I think that marries your second, kind of suggestion that you had about making, creating a competition.
Correct.
What I would really like to do, and I'm doing it, as you must have gathered when I said with my teams, even at this time, I'm doing it with my teams. We've given them 8 very, very real situations, and we've asked them to come up with solutions. We've asked them to come up with creative ideas. So as and when the market opens, we'll be armed with a lot of ideas, research, blah, blah, blah. I'd like to work it slightly differently, if that's okay with you, where we don't just give them research work to do or going out and checking with people. Let's create, what I would like to do is let's create 5 or 6 or 8, like I said, kind of briefs for them. And not only do they come up with information by talking to the relevant people or the target group, but they actually collate that information. They actually come up with derivatives or come up with certain findings or learnings, and then they apply that learnings to a situation we've given them. Now, what we've done is we've created ownership right from research to a final solution given a brief. If we can do that, that'll give them an overview of the whole journey. I know some of them will be stronger in certain areas, some will be stronger in another area. But I think if we can if we can create 8 projects, it's wonderful. It's great learning. I mean, Cannes was an eye opener for me when I did it. Though, I love to say, as anyone would, I was part of the jury. Let me tell you, it was so high on learning, it's not funny. I mean, I was humbled. I was humbled that I was judging entries at that level. I still think of it. That was a decade ago, and I still can quote 3 or 4 cases that I helped judge. That's how powerful the mind is. So I'm good. I mean, these things excite me. I'm good to kind of talk. It has to be constructive. It has to be, constructed thought, because there must be finality, especially for the students who are working hard. But I'm good to create. I'm good to help create a whole process with y'all and see how best we can derive some level of learning and use that learning in the real world.